Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. So if this is the first time finding my channel, then welcome. I hope you like what you see, hit like and subscribe, all the things. And if you are one of my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming by again. I love spending this time with you guys. It is a little bright spot to my week each week when I get up early on Sunday morning and do my face and do my notes and then come on here and talk to you guys. So thank you for being a part of my life. Today is my FlossTube number 99 and it is Sunday. It is the last Sunday in June, June 27th. So when we come back again, we'll be deep in July. Today, well, not today. I went back and I looked. My very first FlossTube video was 2 years ago. 2 years ago in 2 days. So my actual very first video was on Saturday, June 29th in 2019. And I had really kind of just started stitching. I started stitching that March is when I discovered cross stitch. And I got a little Dimensions cross stitch kit and a little Dimensions needlepoint kit, and look where we are 2 years later. I have cross stitch and needlepoint and county canvas and supplies coming out of my ears. My little credit card has well, that's not true. I haven't done it on credit. I've actually paid, but all of my spending money has gone towards cross stitch supplies. Let's just put it that way. I actually had my friend who is going to be taking care of Baggy next week when I'm on vacation. She finally was able to come by my apartment last Sunday afternoon, and she'd never been here before. And the first thing she said when she walked in is like, "Wow, you have a lot of craft stuff." And I'm like, yes, I do. And it is very concentrated in a very small area, so I have to be kind of like organized with it. And I'm not a super organized person, so I'm constantly rearranging and redoing. But that's how it is. I live in a tiny space, and my tiny space is kind of a chock-a-block full of stuff. And a lot of that stuff is craft stuff. I don't know, that's how it is for me right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it. So I said, welcome. Happy end of June, happy beginning of July. I usually say a little bit about the weather, and I am not going to complain about the weather this week. We are going to be in the 80s, and it is nothing compared to all of my poor friends in the Pacific Northwest who are in double-digit temperatures coming up, really high temperatures apparently, that they're not used to, first of all, and yeah, so that's a little bit crazy. Stay hydrated, you guys, stay inside, stay cool, all the things. Our temperatures have been, you know, pretty temperate. We're like in the 80s. It gets hot. My apartment gets really hot because I'm on the second floor and I have like this big bank of windows that faces the afternoon sun. So hitting around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it gets like really kind of stuffy and stifling in here. But I do have my little wall air conditioning and I use it. And so yeah, we are going to be going next week. I say we, for those of you who don't know. I am going on a vacation with my brother and sister-in-law and their 3 kids. We're going to be going to Las Vegas. So, you know, going to the middle of the desert, the heat. But, you know, it's vacation. So we're going to be in a nice air-conditioned hotel. We're going to be floating in the lazy river and going to the pool and doing other very relaxing and low-key stuff. So the heat in that case it becomes more of a resort type thing instead of something to slog through when you're going to work. I'm sorry, I keep looking outside. My window's open right here and sometimes I get distracted. So yeah, so I'm super looking forward to that. I'm actually feeling a little bit squirrely. I'm on that last week before vacation where really all I want to do is go on vacation. I packed a little bit yesterday, kind of got my clothes in order, kind of have an idea of all the other stuff, but you know, there's some things you can't really pack until the last minute. Like I can't pack any of my medicines, and I can't pack makeup that I use, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I just kind of have an idea of what I'm taking, and yeah, so we'll be leaving next Saturday, sometime probably early afternoon. My brother and sister will be coming to pick me up. They're actually going to follow me for 10 minutes because I'm going to take my car and drop it off at the guy who does car repairs. So hopefully we can get my car situated. He's actually going to be on vacation until the middle of the week, but he said I could just park it and drop the key in the slot. And so yeah, so they're going to follow me to his house to drop off my car, and then we will be on our way. And what we decided to do, so originally when Stacy made the reservations for this trip, she got a fantastic deal at this hotel resort, I guess, called Tahiti Village that we're going to in Vegas, which is not on the strip. It's kind of like a little bit off the strip, but you can see the strip kind of thing, and there's no casino in the hotel, which is, you know, it's more like for taking a family. Excuse me. Anyway, she got a fantastic deal because this was kind of before COVID restrictions were lifted, and it was a great deal. And she made the reservations for July 4th through 9th, or staying Sunday night through Friday night. And we're gonna come back on the following Saturday. But then we started talking about it, and the kids chimed in, and they're like, we don't want to be traveling the entire day on the 4th of July. We want to be there and everything. So we were talking about it. It's like, well, why don't we see if we can get another night and leave on Saturday and have an extra day there? So she called, and at that point, the special deal that she got was over, and for one night, it was going to be like half the cost of the entire rest of the week for one night. So that wasn't worth it. But we're still thinking about it. We're like, we kind of really just want to get going earlier, kind of get vacation started. And so we were going to leave on Saturday, and she got like just a little motel room for all of us to squish into on Saturday night in Barstow. So we're gonna go to Barstow, California on Saturday and have a little pajama party in a motel room there. And so we'll, you know, half the trip will be under our belt, and then in the morning on 4th of July, we just have a much shorter drive to get actually to Vegas. So I couldn't be looking forward to this more. I'm like really ready for a vacation. Work has been not stressful. I don't want to say stressful because there's a lot of people that have stressful jobs, and I don't have a super stressful job. But when it gets busy, you know, working is working. I've had to stay late a little bit each day this week because my coworker, I get in earlier. We're talking half an hour to an hour. I get in at 8:30 and leave at 4:30. She gets in later in the day and stays past 5. But she had stuff that she was doing all week and leaving early. And when that happens, I can still leave at 4:30 and just change the message on the machine that our office is closed. Honestly, I'm the one that's changed the message, and it's easier for me to stay the extra. God, sorry, a little stutter there. It's easier for me to stay the extra half hour, get paid for the extra half hour, than to go to the trouble of changing the message every day. So, so I stayed. So I stayed late several days this week, and you know, I'm tired. I'm ready for a vacation. I'm ready to bask in the shade because I'm not going to go in full sun, but I'm ready to be in the warmth. I'm ready to jump in a pool. I'm ready to sit and stitch with my sister-in-law for hours at a time and not have a care. So I think maybe one of the days, oh my nose, I'm having that, you know, FlossTube itchy nose syndrome this morning. Sorry. One of the days I think Aaron and I are going to go to a casino so I can play a little bit of video poker maybe. But I like slot machines. I like being in the casino, but I'm not so anxious to do it that I'm gonna miss it if we don't do it very much. Aaron and Stacey are gonna have a special date night. I don't know exactly yet what they have planned, but they're gonna go out and have a special evening, and I'm going to have a fun evening with the kids that day or that evening. And then Stacey and I are gonna get to go to Stitcher's Paradise, so that's gonna be our outing. Stacey and Aaron are going to take one for the team and go to a what is it, a timeshare presentation on Monday morning, because in doing so we are getting free tickets to go to the Sunday night luau on the 4th, which just kind of seems like it'll be a fun thing to do. The hotel does that every Sunday afternoon, and you know, it costs money, but if they do this timeshare thing, then it's free. So so they're gonna take one for the team so that we can go to the luau and watch the fire eaters. And yeah, so I think Vegas is still a little bit more subdued this year as far as 4th of July. I've never been to Vegas on the 4th of July, but apparently it's like huge and crazy. And although I think everything in Vegas is open back up from COVID, I think it still seems like, from talking to the people at the hotel, that things are still a little bit more subdued, which is fine, because in all honesty, before COVID, after COVID, during COVID, I don't like crowds anyway. So I will be fine with having more subdued celebrations and not being in crowds of people. So apparently there's a kind of a viewing area in the hotel where you can see over the strip and see all of the fireworks if there's fireworks displays. So that will be cool. And we will all really enjoy being together. So anyway, I'm sure you guys, if you watch my channel regularly and are interested, I will be vlogging a little bit during the vacation when I remember to do so, which is kind of hit or miss, but I will be trying to kind of bring you guys along on the vacay. And yeah, so we'll see what happens, but I'm sure it's going to be a really fun time. A fun time will be had by all. We'll just say it that way. Okay, let's see. So onto the stitching this week. I feel like I'm missing, something I want to tell you guys. So I had a couple finishes last week, and I just kind of wanted to direct you that I did put them up. So the mermaid that I did is right there. I had like this little plate stand kind of holder thing that actually I think kind of gives the feeling of an anchor. So the shell mermaid stitching I think works really well. I did have my pink bubblegum stitching on top of that, but I moved that down here. That is sitting on top of, actually I have like a wall heater unit, which I've never turned on. I don't even think the pilot on it is on. It never gets cold enough here to actually need a heater, and for the couple days a year when it's chilly, I'd rather just curl up under a bunch of blankets anyway. So the heater's never been turned on. But it has kind of a little ledge, so I moved a few things I had up there. I had a few little elephant statues. I moved those. I put the bubble gum. Okay, I cannot point behind me. Like, have no sense of direction. Okay, so anyway, I put bubble gum up there. There. Oh, hit it. I put the mermaid up there, and then I hung the violet nosegay, the count canvas piece. I actually hung it on the heater itself, because I figure since I don't turn it on, it won't hurt anything. So I used a 3M hook and stuck that to the metal, and then let it sit for several hours to kind of let it get tight, and then hung the violet nosegay from there. So hopefully that will stick. I have had very good luck with the 3M products as far as holding pretty well. So we'll see. I think it looks kind of good right there, and it fits exactly. So I was glad that I was able to kind of hang those up in a place that I can see them very easily. Okay, so this week I had no new cross stitch starts or finishes, but I did last night do a start and finish, if you will, of diamond painting. I was on Zoom with Stacy. She's trying to get a gift diamond painting finished, and she's trying to get it done before vacation because she has a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and the lady she made this for is actually watching her kids while she goes to her doctor's appointment. So she wants to get it done so that she can bring it over. I think it was for this lady's birthday that was like at the beginning of the month, so it's a little bit behind. Then anyway, we were on a Zoom call yesterday, so while she was working on that, I worked on this, and it, you know, there's only a few little pink diamonds, but the rest is gray, but I thought this was really cool. I found these, there's a bunch of them on Amazon, these little notebooks. So it's just a notebook, and you diamond paint the cover. And I saw this one and had to get it because it's cute kitty, and you know, so I just did this last night, and you know, it's just a little thing to have. Okay, so what's this week? I worked on quite a few things, which is kind of funny because I actually had two nights that I didn't stitch, just because I was really tired and fell asleep early kind of thing. And so when I went to go make my notes, I'm like, God, I'm not gonna have anything. I stitched on a lot of things. So let's see. I worked on this Moon Fairy I'm calling this Moon Fairy 1 because I have another one that is going to be a companion, which I'm going to call Moon Fairy 2. These are from an Etsy shop called HM, I think. HM Cross Stitch. HM Cross Stitch, yeah. So this is my Moon Fairy. And I'm just doing this on a piece of 22 count Hardanger. It's me. My eyes have been so itchy today. I think I'm having allergy issues. This is 22 count Hardanger that I dyed myself, and I'm doing this with black silk, and then I added a blending filament in the wings. Once I get the fairy done, then the moon is just going to be fill-in, so that will be very easy to do. And then the companion piece, which I'm going to do, this fabric is big enough so that when I take these out, the other one will be stitched below it, but then they're going to be cut apart, and I'm going to do them in circular hoops and facing each other because the other fairy faces the other way. I think that will be very cute together. Okay. I worked on Night Walk Down. This is by the Blue Flower, gorgeous pattern. And I started this in August of 2020 for my Black Cat birthday style. So obviously 2019 was the first year I started stitching. So my Black Cat birthday style for 2019, I did the Red Kitten, Nora Corbett's Red Kitten, which is on the wall right there, but I don't think you can see it because there's too much stuff in the way. But I did that in the month of August. I finished it. I started it like August 1st, finished it in August, and I got a skewed idea in my head that that was something that I could do every year. Just, you know, start something and finish it. Not really realizing that at that point in my stitching, I didn't have that many whips. I was like working on it like almost exclusively, and it is actually kind of a simple pattern. I mean, the red dress is like endless, but it's a simple pattern. It's not that much stitching. And so then the next year I chose this one because it's gorgeous and I love it. And not realizing that this is a really large pattern with a lot of color changes. On top of which, I decided to stitch it on pretty small linen, which I've said a billion times, linen is not my favorite thing to stitch on. And, but I dyed this fabric and I loved it so much, I had to pick it. So, there we go. Okay, so, and the color, when I hold it up close, you cannot see it as pretty as it is. It's an opalescent, and it's this really gorgeous, like lavender, blue lavender twilight color. When I hold it up closer to the camera, it grays out. But just trust me that it is really, really pretty. So, let's see, I worked right here on this blue flower, and then on the border, I brought the little white diamonds over and started on these little triangle thingies. Yeah, so I have quite a bit more to do on this. I started in the middle because I was so anxious to do the lady and the black cat, and then my enthusiasm didn't wane, but it's just not something I grab every day. I definitely have to be in the mood. For some reason, like doing the flowers up here, and I don't know if it's just the section that it's in, the flowers, seeing the linen holes and everything on the flowers seems to be a lot easier than down here. And I don't know if it's because I was doing white stitching or if it's just that area is a little bit more slubby or something. I don't know. But the border is like more difficult than the flower part for me to see and work on. But I'm trying to do a little bit. Oops, I'm trying to stay the other way so I don't lose my needle. I'm trying to do a little bit of the border each time I stitch on it because I don't want to get down to where it's just border left, because then I'm afraid that I just won't ever do it. So, but I'm loving it. It's going to be so pretty when it's done. So, okay, I did do a little bit on Bellatrix this week, just a little. Where's the picture? This is by Bella Filipina. Really loving this pattern, so much so that, as you guys know, I picked a mermaid, a Bella Filipina mermaid that I'm going to start in August, just cause. And I'm doing this on a hand dyed by Rolanda fabric, which is a gorgeous fabric. So this is where I am, and I worked, oops. This time I worked down in her skirt again, and I filled in some stuff right here and started bringing this black down. Excuse me. Okay. Next one. Okay. I did a little bit on Kitty Magic this week, which is not was not one of my focus things for the month of June. My focus things were all kind of lavender and purple passions was my focus, but I don't want to let this languish without getting some work on it, since it is full coverage and will take longer to complete. And I'm still in the top corner, which is all white. So when I pull it out and show you guys, there's really not much to see. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it in the thing so I don't have to move the pattern. But you can kind of see it's kind of starting to be a little bit more you can see the kind of the white star coming out now. So I pulled this diagonal all the way down, And you can see this is a little bit grayer of a color. When you're working with it, it all looks like just white on white on white on white. I haven't really gotten into any of the grays. There's one stitch in here that's a slightly darker gray. But, you know, they all look pretty white at this point. But I'm kind of liking it. I'm really intrigued by this monochromatic kind of thing. And the eyes, I think, because the eyes are green, the eyes are so gonna pop in this sort of monochromatic piece. So that will be exciting when we get to that. But I am kind of enjoying doing the monochromatic thing. I am stitching this a little bit differently, at least so far, because there aren't that many colors, there's more like bigger blocks. So I'm still doing it on the diagonal and I'm still parking, but I'm tending to complete a color within the diagonal. I'm not going row by row as I normally do. And that's just because with this pattern right now, it makes more sense to do it that way. So I'm flexible. And when the diagonals get longer and when there gets to be more color, more confetti, then I'll go probably back to doing more strictly row by row like I normally do. But for right now, this is working. I need to keep this out because I forgot to take a picture of that the last stitching session. And I'm kind of experimenting with this project in that I'm trying to take a picture after every stitching session. And then when it's done in, however many years, then I want to put all those pictures together to make one of those videos where, you see the stitching progression. I think that would be really cool. And then I worked on Lavender Roses. I'm not going to even pull out the picture because it's getting close enough that you guys know what it looks like from seeing the finished work. And so I just pulled down the diagonal a little bit more in here. And yeah, so I get through this little green bit and then I have a nice little section of solid black, which stitches pretty fast. Every time I pull this out, I get so many comments on this. So, and a couple of people have said that they were enabled and when they saw it, they bought it, and it's a great pattern. And really, if you don't have that many whips, it'll go fast because it is not very big. It is a quick stitch Aida, which quick stitch, as far as I know and what I've seen, quick stitch just means that it's a smaller overall stitch count. It is just as much confetti. You can still get them in max colors, that kind of thing. Whereas minis, sometimes are smaller, but minis kind of usually means less color and less definition, which will look fine for most things. But the quick stitches are just smaller overall projects. Oftentimes they are more confetti, because like a lot of times they'll take like a big project or a big piece, like a lot of the Amy Stewart's, the shelves, and then there'll be a quick stitch of just like one of the couples, in the bookshelf thing, or, there's different ones. You've seen them if you've been on the Aida site. But because it's just that little bit of the big pattern may be 800 stitches. And normally that little section would be like small. That little section is then blown up to be maybe 150 stitches wide. So that little section itself is blown up. So it's actually going to have more confetti, more detail than in the big one, if that's making any sense. But yeah, I pretty much at this point am only planning on stitching quick stitches. Because I do have one full-size Aida. I haven't worked on it very much. And honestly, they're just so big that I like stitching as a process, but I want to see an end in sight to my projects. If I think something's going to be a 50-year project that I am going to die before I can finish it, I don't want to start it. So quick stitches, which are still going to be several years because I have so many projects. I mean, this was started in 2019 and maybe it will be finished this year. but maybe not till next year, and hopefully this year, hopefully. You know, that's still several years, but it's a reasonable chunk of time in my mind. Okay, and then the last whip that I worked on, which I just pulled this up Friday, I was thinking about it. This isn't actually a new start, because I actually started this, I had a little tiny bit done on this. I started it like last fall. So before I went on vacation in the end of December, January, I had asked a friend of mine if she would watch Baggy, different friend, and she said yes. This was like in August or something that I asked her, and then in September, unexpectedly, she and her husband moved to South Dakota or something. I don't know. They moved somewhere far away. And I ended up having my stepdaughter come in and watch Baggy. But at the time, I was going to do this for Lori as a thank you gift for watching Baggy, and then she wasn't going to, so I kind of set it aside and didn't do anything with it. Well, now my other friend Marianne is going to be watching Baggy while I go on vacation this week, and she doesn't watch these videos, so I feel okay sharing it. If by some chance she is watching or something, then Marianne, you're ruining your surprise, so whatever. But I decided to pull this out, get it done this week, because I want it sitting here when she comes in for the first time on Sunday or Monday to feed Baggy. So this is called Blooming Kitty. This is a, I think it's a collaboration between, I don't know. It's from just another button company. So it's done on perforated paper, and the perforated paper actually has the gray and this little curly-Q thing. So you stitch the head and you stitch the flowers and the border, but the yellow with the white dots and this kind of thing, that's all printed. And then it comes with, this is like a backing piece that you put the stitch piece over, so it shines through, and it comes with the buttons that you put in the flowers. So I just pulled colors for it out of stash. So, you know, I'm almost done with the head, and I started the flowers and, you know, working on the border. So I need to get this done before the end of the week. And you know, it's solid stitching. It's not very big, but, you know, it's still a lot of stitching. So I got this frame on Amazon. This was like $9 and something cents. It's called Tiny Mighty Frames, and actually I really like it, so I might get some more of these for stitching that I do. So it's got a mat to like 3.5 inches, and then this is a 4-inch or 5-inch, 5.5 inch. So this is gonna fit perfectly in here unmatted. And if the edge shows and it doesn't look good, then I'm going to take a little bit of probably pom-pom trim or something and put it inside the edge. So so that's what I'm doing this week. Today I'm gonna see how far I can get on this and get that done for my friend as a thank you for coming and taking care of the monster, which I don't know if you just heard him, but where is he? He's right here. Oh my god, yesterday the chair that I sit in here has a rolling it's a rolling chair, and Baggy likes to come and sit by me while I'm sitting here working, which I have to be really careful because he like sprawls out. And like yesterday he didn't yell or anything, but I got up and I noticed there's like these big clumps of hair. I think I ran over his tail or something, but not, I didn't run over like the meat. I just ran over some hairs, but there's like a little clump that came out. You want to come up? Come here. Come here. Oh, big heavy guy. I'm not sure you guys get the full impact of how big this cat is. I mean, he's big. He's big. I'm not a small person, but look at this. Look at this big monster. Yeah, I'm talking about you. And I don't know if you can hear that purr, but he is the loudest purr. Do you think that this will be my screenshot? Probably not. Okay. I put a temporary tattoo on yesterday because I do that. And when I was on Zoom with Stacy, my niece Reagan was there, and I'm like, Reagan, help me pick which tattoo to pick. And she said I should do this one because I'm gonna miss Baggy. So while we're on vacation. Okay, so that was all my stitching for the week, and a little bit of haul because I showed you the frame. But then other haul that I got, whoops. Oh, I'm dropping diamonds everywhere. Okay, so I got this to take on the vacation. I think I'm going to bring maybe a couple ornaments as well. I like bringing diamond painting because it's fun to do on vacation, but I don't want to bring like a big thing with a big roll. So I thought this was perfect. This is another one of those notebooks. Ugh, I don't know how to take it out, but there's a big sticker in front of it. Oh well. Alright, ignore the sticker. But it's a cat, and it comes with all of the, you know, specialty diamonds and stuff. And then I'll bring a couple of the Pretty Placers crayons because those work really well for the specialty shaped diamonds. Better than actually the regular stick. So I got that. And then I ordered these for the kids because I thought that would be fun to bring them if we want to do diamond painting together. So these are stickers. They're diamond painting stickers, and there's 2 sheets in here, so there's another sheet beyond this one. But they're all Grogu and the Mandalorian. Because all 3 of the kids love that show. So I thought that'd be cute to bring those. Okay, I showed you Black Pearl last week. And then I got a small little haul from 123 Stitch. I got a piece of 20 count white opalescent fabric. I don't know if you remember last time I ordered a piece of 20 count white opalescent fabric from 123 Stitch. It came in and it was 20 count and it was white, but it wasn't opalescent. It was just a plain old piece of white fabric. So I was a little bit leery when I ordered this, but it came in correctly. And then I got these 2 charts from Kitty and Me. Because I'm trying to decide on my Black Cat birthday style for this year. I want to start something. I always kind of like try and do something maybe a little bit different. And what I want to do is I think I want to do one of these, and I want to do it on 20 count using sulky threads, because although I have 2 projects going with sulky threads on 20 count right now, I love it, but they're both sort of monochromatic things where I'm using one blendable and then maybe an accent color or 2. But I want to do like a regular pattern with more than one color in sulky. So I got 2 of these Cats and Mandala ones. I got the August because I thought it was pretty and it's August. And then I got the July because I also thought it was really pretty, and I like the cat because, I don't know, that one really kind of reminds me of Baggy more. So I don't know, which one do you guys think I should do? I mean, I want to do both of them eventually, but give me your opinion. August with the sunflowers or July with these blue flowers? So that is a choice that needs to be made before the end of July so that I can start it. I think that's all the haul. Yeah, that's all I have. Okay, so plans for July and for vacation. So as you guys know, I've been kind of doing themed stitching every month. This June was Purple Passions, and basically I pick a theme and then I pick 4 to 6 or 7 projects that are in my whip list that kind of fit that theme, and it just helps me focus my mind a little bit more and not be overwhelmed by having 30 projects to pick from. And so I kind of stick to that list. I'll throw in other things if I feel like it. You know, like this week I worked on Kitty Magic, which wasn't on my list, and I worked on this Blooming Kitty because it's, you know, a project I want to get done. So it's that kind of thing. In August, whatever my theme is, you know, the Black Cat birthday style is going to be put in there regardless of whether it fits the theme or not. So that's just kind of how I've been doing it all year, and it's been working really well for me. Actually, it's really helping me to focus, and I feel like it's helping me finish things and, you know, that kind of thing. So for July, my theme is going to be Stars and Stripes because it's 4th of July. But really, I don't have patriotic stitching. I'm not a big patriotic stitching girl. There's a couple things that I've done that, I mean, I did the Suffrage Act, which is still sitting here unfinished, you guys. It's in my under the bed box, which is this little thing. I have 2 things in here. I have this cat, which is going to be made into a little pillow. And you'll notice both of these things are things that are sitting here because they need me to pull out my sewing machine. And I have the Suffrage Act piece that I finished last year. This is also going to be made into a pillow. Gosh, I really like this. I haven't seen it in a little bit. That means I need to get it out, get it finished so I can have it displayed and enjoy it, because I really like that. That was a really good choice of fabric. Good job, Karla. Good job, last year's Karla. Anyway, so I think that's the only patriotic stitching I've done so far, and the only other piece of patriotic stitching I have is, excuse me, let's put this back, is my Starburst and Stripes. So this is going to be a July project, and it's also going to be a project that I'm going to bring with me on vacation. Starburst and Stripes by Cherry Lane Designs. And this is all like these specialty stitches. Does it say what they're called? It doesn't really say. I mean, they're not sworn across. You stitch them almost, and you make a little hole in the fabric. So this is how far I am on this one. I think it's really, really pretty. And I'm just doing this on a piece of is this called Fiddler's Cloth? I think this is called Fiddler's Cloth. I mean, it's Aida, but it's got this kind of like rusticy, tweedy look to it. And this one's really fun to do. It's like you kind of get into a rhythm with these little stitches, and it's kind of fun. So I pulled my own, you know, reds and blues. Let's see. So I have 2 reds, and I have a white, and then I have kind of this variegated, and then I have 2 blues. So that is going to be, as I said, part of my Stars and Stripes theme for July, and it is going to come on vacation with me. But aside from this is the only patriotic type stitching I have. So I'm then using these Stars and Stripes to theme to mean stars and night. So the rest of my items in my July theme will be kind of night and star themed. Not the least of which is Star Trek. so this is going to be a pillow for my brother. And what I am doing is I took 4 charts of the Star Trek cast. So I have the original cast, and then I have Next Generation, and Voyager. Oh, actually, it's not Voyager next. It's Deep Space Nine next. Deep Space Nine. And then Voyager. And I am putting them all together in one piece of fabric, kind of going down. So I'm almost done with the original series. So this chart, it said Star Trek underneath the cast, and the other ones all say the name of the show. So I just put the Star Trek at the top, and then I put the original series instead of having it say Star Trek underneath. And then, you know, there'll be like a little bit of space, and then I'll go on to the next one. So this is on a piece of Looking Glass by Under the Sea Fabrics in opalescent. So it kind of does have that Enterprise hull look. Was kind of what I was going for. And the changes that I made, the big change that I made to this is I liked these little people the best, because there's like lots of people who chart on Etsy who chart these little people. You know, you guys have seen all of the fairy tale ones and everything. And I liked this chart, this style, this designer, which is Fangirl Stitches, I believe. I liked it the best, but I didn't like the way that the eyes were charted, because they were charted like touching the hair. And I thought it looked weird. So I was going to do it in French knots. And I tried that, and they looked not acceptable, because my French knots are not even enough, you know? So like one eye would look big and the other eye would look small. It looked funky. So I pulled those out, and then I put little beads in. So, yeah. So I'm enjoying working on this. It's a present for my brother, because he's loved Star Trek since he was a little kid. He used to watch it with my dad. I used to watch it with my dad too, the original series. And then when I was in college, and I think he was in high school, is when Next Generation came out, and we watched it faithfully. And so we've watched all the series pretty much together, I think. And yeah, when I saw this, I thought it would be a really fun project to do for him. So this is part of my Stars and Stripes. Actually, Stars and Stripes fits, because the stripes on their rank stripes, so it totally fits with Stars and Stripes, right? So this is going to be in my July projects, and it's also going to come with me on vacation. So the other projects that are going to be in the July sort of lineup, Nightwalk Down, which I showed you already. I'm not going to bring that to Vegas. It's too small, you know, I just don't think that it's that would be too frustrating to stitch on. I think the Moon Fairy, the Black Moon, I think I might bring that, because that I can just use as a fill-in piece. You know, if we're like stitching at night and I'm tired, or the light isn't that great, it's just fill-in. So I might bring that one, but that will be part. And then the next two, or no, the other one that I'm gonna add to my themed pieces is the Gathering Places Night Creatures. And I started this in May, and I don't have that big of a start on it. Actually, this is all I have so far. So I have part of the moon here, which I realize is very tone on tone. It is on the picture as well, like you can barely see it. And then I have one of the little pods done and another one started. So I did make some color changes on this. I changed the pods. So these pods are very like orange, gold sort of colors, and I'm changing them to be more magenta, coral. This is all my colors of those pods. So I think that's gonna look really good. And then I'm using a lot of mystical diamond art flosses in this. There's some others too. There's some Classic Colorworks and Color and Cotton Gentle Art. So I have smatterings of a bunch of other ones, but the majority of them are mystical diamond art, because I wanted a chance to use those gorgeous threads in one project, and I was able to use a big chunk of them for this one. So as I said, for sure I'm gonna bring Starburst and Stripes and Star Trek with me on vacation. And then I don't know if I'm going to bring anything else, but as I mentioned, we are going to go to Stitcher's Paradise one of the days. So if we do that earlier in the week, perhaps I will get a new project to have as a memento of my trip. But in addition to that, I'm kind of on a quest to find the perfect fabric for this project. Which I want to start in August. So this is Bella Filipina, Enchantress of the Abyss. I have all of the flosses already pulled. They're not like set up correctly, but they're all pulled and in this bag, and I have all the beads and everything. And I just want to find the perfect fabric. I want to find a fabric that is similar to this in like tone and modeling and everything, but I want it to be more like deep bright blue with like green accents. This one is more very green, and I just think because she is so green, I think it would really look pretty on something that was more blue. So that's what I'm looking for. So I want to find a 28 count, hopefully opalescent in sort of a dark bright blue, modeled with like maybe purple and green. So that's what I'm looking for. If I can't find anything, I will try to create it myself, but if I can find it, that would be really great, because then I will also have it as a memento and remembrance of the vacation. So I think that is about it for today. And as I said, I'm really excited to go on my trip, and I'm excited to share a little bit with you through the vlog. I don't know if there will be a video next weekend just because of what's going on. If I do something this week, maybe I'll do like an extra, like maybe a chart parade or something in honor of 2 years and 100 episodes almost and all that kind of thing. And I'll upload that next week, but I don't know. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see. I will definitely vlog, and so that'll be uploaded probably the weekend after when I get back. But until I see you guys again, which may be a couple weeks now, I hope you guys have a really wonderful week, a really wonderful 4th of July, if that's something that you celebrate, a relaxing time. Stay cool, stay happy, stay safe stitching. Don't be crazy with the illegal fireworks, people, and be aware of all the pets and how much the fireworks upset them. Luckily my cat is pretty chill. He may hide if he hears some really loud noises, but my poor dog, every year he would just tremble for days because of the stupid fireworks. So be aware of that, okay? Public service announcement, be aware of the poor animals. But I think that is it. So until I see you guys again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.